Hey, Osiris here with a guide on how to farm Dark Elixir at Town Hall 7 in Clash of Clans. Just a quick note before we jump into the actual video. I really don't like going out of your way to get Dark Elixir at Town Hall 7. The reason is, almost all your farming in Clash of Clans will come at the expense of players your level or one Town Hall below you. At Town Hall 7, other Town Hall 7 players have almost no Dark Elixir to steal, and Town Hall 6 players don't have Dark Elixir at all, so it's not really the best level for farming. But perhaps you're like me and you've maxed out your base, your resources are getting pretty high, but you still could use some extra Dark Elixir and want to do some farming while you're waiting for the upgrade. In that case, there's really two ways to go about this. One is with the Archer, Barbarian, and Wallbreaker army. This is a good approach when you're already maxed out. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for players with about either 700 Dark Elixir, or if we're going to use spells, we need 700. If we're just going to use the one spell, we need at least 500. And if we're just going to snipe a drill, we'll snipe a drill with nothing. Okay, here's a good base. You can see there's a full drill here. It's a level 3 drill. You can tell because it's gold and has this concrete base. You can see this black box is full. That means that drill is about 300 Dark Elixir to take. So we're going to start out with Clan Castle looks empty just because they don't have a clan. And we're going to start out by dropping some archers to take out these structures here. And then we'll follow with some barbarians. Oops. Yeah, playing on blue stacks is a little bit harder than a Fane, I find. Okay, and since they're all spread out, we'll just wave these in. Okay, so I'm in. And since there's so many archer towers, I'm just going to drop a healing spell here. Or wizard towers, I'm sorry. Because wizard towers are very strong against barbarians, but a healing spell pretty much negates that entirely. And with 2 rage spells, you can farm most of this stuff, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And right there, that's going to be my 700. Pretty easy to get. Still have some archers left over. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave. I don't really care to get... Actually, I think I could probably get 50% here. I'll let it play out. See if I can get 50%. If you can get 50%, you should. And that's just because at this level range... Oh, I got the Town Hall, actually. I'll take 2 stars. You want to try to get as many trophies as you can when Dark Elixir farming. 1, so you can snipe drills and just leave and just lose the trophies. 2, because the higher your trophy range, the better bases you're going to run into. I'm at about 1280 trophies now. Under 1200, you really struggle to find good bases. So, that's going to be it. I'll let this last mine get taken out with extra gold. The way this is going, I could probably drop my Barb King and 100% this, but I'm going to save it. Okay, I got the last bit of resources. So it's an easy 750 Dark Elixir, I only need to use 1 spell. If you wanted to play in the meantime, what I would do is I would actually just look for either Town Halls to snipe, or I would look for drills to snipe. So we're going to go ahead and remake our 8 wall breakers. We'll go ahead and take you through another sample raid. I found that base pretty quickly. I'd say I usually have to scout around a little bit more for a good base like that, especially at this trophy range. I mean, maybe if I was at 1500 trophies, I would get there a little bit easier. I don't want to go too high in trophies because I really don't want to get 100% cleared. It'd be very easy for me to get 100% cleared, not only am I Town Hall 7 player, which makes me kind of vulnerable to players just to begin with, but I also have full resources and a decent amount of Dark Elixir, so I can easily see a Town Hall 8 player with or even a Town Hall 9 100% take it clearing me. I mean, even that with a Town Hall loot penalty, a Town Hall 9 would still get a decent amount of loot for killing me, and it would be pretty easy to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video while my units train. And so we're back. I've gone ahead and trained a new army. Let's go ahead and see what we can find this time. In general, I do expect to skip around a bit to find the right base. Yeah, I am still down the healing spell. I haven't waited that long in between raids, just long enough to train new troops. And those bases that have less than 100, I'm not even going to look at. I mean, I will snipe a drill with a few hundred, but not with... I don't want to go for anything less than 100. It's not even worth giving up the trophies for. Be a good farming base, but don't really need the resources. This is more realistic. Usually you have to skip around quite a bit to find a decent base. This is a little bit, but it's not enough. I could definitely get in there, but it's not worth using all my troops and possibly a rage spell for 200 Dark Elixir. So 360, it's a little bit better. I did check this drill. Note that this is a level 1 drill, and this box right here is empty. So all the Dark Elixir is right here. If it wasn't so crowded with Wizard Towers and Mortar, maybe I would go after it, but it's going to take, that probably would take a spell to get to, or at least all of my units, and maybe then I'd only get it partially down, so not worth going after. If it had more Dark Elixir, I would have gone for that. But I'd like at least 500 if I'm going to drop a spell. Set does have a little bit of Dark Elixir, but again, level 1 drill, and only half full. See, there's a little bit of space there. Let me zoom in. See, it's only halfway full, so not quite worth going after. And this is kind of the reality of farming Dark Elixir at Town Hall 7. You do have to skip a lot, so it's just not really worth it. It's not really worth the time or effort. It's best just to go up in level when you can. It's a pretty solid base. Okay, so there's the Dark Elixir. There's only one Wizard Tower in range. I could probably crack this. The only kind of outlier here is this that clan castle. But I'll just go ahead and show you how to attack this. I'd probably prefer about 600 Dark Elixir, but we're close, so. And there's a tower under construction, so I'll go ahead and do it. Lots of stuff on construction on this side. Definitely makes it easier. So I think the clan castle's empty, actually. So normally I drop one rage spell kind of deep. Oh, nope, there's stuff in the clan castle. So let's let everything come out first. And I'll lose this first set of units, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. So I've lured these out nicely. And now they'll clean up what's remaining. Okay, so I'm going to drop a cluster of barbarians here, and they're going to actually come in there and drop the rage spell pretty deep in the base. There we go. Okay, so the rage spell cracked me into there, and that's all I really needed at this point. Might need to take out some more structures before I can actually get into where I want to be. Okay, so now I'm in for the center. And it's good to have a Barbarian King too, just in case you somehow get put out. I'm going to try to take out that last one. Okay, so Barbarian King should go in there. Yep, place it just right. And it'll go in and take out the Dark Elixir. It would be really nice to have a healing spell there. I could have dropped the healing spell instead of the Barb King, but he'll easily take this out and I'll get my Dark Elixir. You notice I didn't actually look for a drill. There's not a drill at this base, so I got all that dark. I'll go ahead and drop out before my Barbarian King takes any more damage. So that's a good 500 Dark Elixir. Okay, so the healing spell's almost done. I'm going to go ahead and do one more raid for you of this, just so you can really get a good idea of how it works. See if we can get some more scenarios. If I can find another 750, that'd be nice. That would be about 2,000 Dark Elixir across 3 raids, without having to wait for spells, just waiting for units. So go ahead and pause the video, I'll restart in a bit. Okay, I've gone ahead and trained another army up, and let's go for one more run, see what we can get. This would be a nice base if I was farming, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm already capped. Could probably get in there without too much effort, but I'm going to look for more. Let's see if we can find a base where I might need both spells. So far I've only needed one spell total. Guess I used a hero one time as well, but let's see if there's a tougher base we can't crack, or a good drill to snipe. I think either one I want to show you one or the other would be ideal. Okay, so you can see the drill is full, but it's pretty well protected, and it's a level 1 drill. It actually doesn't hold too much resources. I think this only has 90 Dark Elixir in it, and then the other 150 or 170 is over here. Not really a great base. I mean, it'd be nice to farm this Elixir, of course, but not the purpose of the video, unfortunately. Again, there's only 200 some Elixir, and there's a decent amount in the storage, so not worth going for. Okay, 750. We can see that the drill is partially full, but almost all the resources are in this one here. We can tell because this is a level 1 drill. It's got a cracked base, and it's made out of wood. So at most, there's going to be 50 Dark Elixir here, maybe 60, and the other 700 is in this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to lure out the clan castle. Okay, clan castle's empty. I'm just going to have to kill this barbarian king. A 12 archer should be plenty. Try one more just in case. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take out some of these outside structures from a safe distance. Nope, not so safe there. Oh, tricked me. Okay, I'm going to try to get the rest of this junk down too. I know that I want to be hit here, but I want my troops to be completely non-distracted. Okay, so I'm in that wall. Yep, that's exactly what I needed. Okay, so I'm going to actually go ahead and drop these back here. I'm going to actually use my healing spell here. We'll stagger those in to make sure something gets through, and then I can drop a rage spell on top, and that way they'll really power through and take out everything. Okay, so as you can see, almost that entire 700 Dark Elixir was indeed in that storage. Again, level 1 drill, nothing really to take there. So that's going to be it. Go ahead and surrender. Take my 700 Dark Elixir. So that was almost, 1900 Dark Elixir. It took 3 raids, and I used a couple spells. I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel. The next video I'm going to show you another method. It's particularly good once you already have a lot of trophies, so we're not even going to bother with wall breakers. Just going to go ahead and load up on barbarians and archers. And we'll go ahead and stop the video and restart in a minute. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and boosted my spell factory. You actually don't have to do this, but just for the sake of saving time, I went ahead and did this. And basically what we have now is we have an archer and barbarian army, and we have 3 lightning spells. So when you're hunting for Dark Elixir with this army composition, this is actually something I recommend doing when you're just farming gold and elixir. Your archers and barbarians are all you need to farm gold and elixir. You can see my video in the description below. Like a base like this, I would just drop archers and barbarians and pick off all these, harvesters. That'd be worth about 100k a piece right there. And then when you just happen to run into a base with a lot of Dark Elixir, you just go ahead and drop your lightning spells. And this is kind of a simplistic way of doing it. You're certainly not going to get as much Dark Elixir per hour as the strategy I've been showing earlier in the video, but it is fairly effective. And what you have to make sure is if you see a base like this, where there might be 500 Dark Elixir here, you do need to check the drill. You can see this drill is almost empty, so most of the Dark Elixir is here. 500 is not quite enough though. When you're boosting, yes, it is enough, but when you're not, 500 is not going to be enough, and the reason for that is, when you attack a storage unit of Dark Elixir in particular, the first little bit of health only draws a partial amount of the Dark Elixir it holds. And on top of that, Dark Elixir storages have a lot of health to begin with, so the lightning spells don't do enough damage to really get a ton of Dark Elixir. So you're really going to go for, 700 or 800 is the ideal. And it's even better if you can find a full drill or two drills next to one another that are full, because drills have very low health. Even if they're protected deep in the base, you can lightning spell a drill. And this is actually relevant because, Town Hall 10 player with a maxed out drill, a drill can hold 1,000 Dark Elixir, if it's full. And sometimes you run into those bases. I've probably run into a full maxed out drill about 6 or 7 times. And while playing through these lower levels, at higher levels, of course, you run into it more often. So we're just going to go ahead and skip until we find something good, or until I can find a drill to snipe. And I'll show you that too when it comes to that. So this guy's Dark Elixir, most of it looks like it's in the clan castle, actually. That drill's full, but it's a level 1 drill. I don't like to snipe those. So again, this is why I'm not crazy about going out of my way for Dark Elixir at Town Hall 7. It just takes too long. I'd rather be skipping around Town Hall 8, where I'm actually going to have the capacity to crack into a 2,000 Dark Elixir base, which at Town Hall 7 you're just not going to be able to do. Maybe if you use full dragons, but that's another topic altogether. Between the elixir cost and time to train, it just takes too long. And the amount of skipping you need to happen to stumble into a base that's worth dropping that much resources on. This does work a little bit better at higher trophy range. I am in about 1250. Some of the earlier examples here I've done, I just haven't, these were 2 drills that were full, but they were a little bit too well defended with no wall breakers and, these units. Maybe if they were a little fuller, I would have considered going after those. A little bit higher in level. So, one good thing is you can skip pretty quick. You just have to look straight for the amount of Dark Elixir, and you can just, go when you're ready. Okay, so here's one where I finally have enough Dark Elixir. You can see there is a Dark Elixir in this drill, but it is a level 1 drill, so it's only about 80. And the Clan Castle Dark Elixir box is empty, so everything's in this guy right here. So we'll drop our 3 spells right on top of it. And we just soaked up about 350 Dark Elixir. And since this guy does have a Town Hall, I'm just going to go ahead and drop on that. I'm going to draw his Barbarian King over too. Okay, and what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the trophy so I can grab this drill and not lose any trophies, because this guy would be a 26 trophy loss. It's pretty significant. There it is. So I'll go ahead and take that drill, and I was able to nab 432. Not bad. Especially when you're boosting the spell factory. It's not bad at all. And I'm already back to full. So what I could do in this meantime while waiting for those spells to train again is normally with this sort of army you would just farm resources, but I could also look for drills to snipe while I'm waiting for if I really want to farm hard. This would have been even a better raid because that's got 970 and it's a low level. I probably could have grabbed about 600 off of that, maybe 500. So doing a little bit more. This drill's pretty empty, or I'd try to snipe it. But what I will do is I'll go ahead and take out this town hall, and that way you can kind of build up your trophies while you're waiting for your You can build up your trophies while you're waiting for your lightning spells to come around. Plus, it lets you snipe an extra drill. You get some trophies. Try to push your trophies up as high as you can. It makes it easier. So that's about it for this video guide. You know how to use lightning spells, and I've given you a bunch of examples about how to use wall breakers and rage and healing spells. That latter example with all the rage and healing spells, that's definitely going to be faster for Dark Elixir per hour. The only thing with that is, it's a little bit slower and not as convenient for farming gold and elixir. So I really like to use just the archers and barbarians and just snipe Dark Elixir when you see it, but don't get out of your way for it. So if this video was helpful for you, the definitive guide to farming Dark Elixir at Town Hall 7, you should all have your barbarian kings well before moving on to Town Hall 8, even without going out of your way. So go ahead and subscribe for more Clash of Clans guides.